Hey everyone, Todd from Sideshow Effects once again, and in this video I'm going to introduce you to the Sideshow Effects Photoshop Light Leaks for the Stream Deck device pack. What this is a collection of 50 different light leak effects that you can apply over top of your image to just spruce it up a little bit, give it a little bit of a different look. Before I show you the installation process, I'll quickly demonstrate what it does. So with your Photoshop layer here, make sure it isn't locked. You can choose any one of these light leak effects. And let's choose this one here, and it applies it over top and gives us 3 adjustment layers that we can fine tune the look of that to how we like. Adjust the color a little bit. Use the channel mixer to fine tune the colors. And you can also, depending on your image, you may need to adjust the blending mode of the light leak effect itself to better match the look that you're actually going for. Now, of course, you can always do things like flip it if it wasn't in the right location, so I can flip it over to the right hand side. I can even flip it upside down to allow us to further tweak how we would like to use this light leak effect. So the installation process is pretty straightforward. We do have a PDF in the pack. I strongly recommend that you follow the installation steps using the PDF, as it has the most up-to-date information, more than this video does. But you can use this video as a basic reference point. Now the first thing we want to do is we have an action file here. We have our Sideshow Effects Adjustment Layers action file, and you want to put that into... Yeah, I'm on a Macintosh right now, so on the Mac it's on the Mac hard drive, Applications, Your version of Adobe Photoshop, Presets, Actions. So you drag this into your Actions folder. If you already have this adjustment layers from one of our previous packs, you don't need to redo it again. It would be the same file. On the Windows system, it's under Program Files, Adobe, Your version of Adobe Photoshop, Presets, Actions folder. And that's where you place this action. In addition, we also have Script. This Sideshow Effects Light Leak 1 script. It goes in the same location, same presets location, but it needs to go in the scripts folder, of course. So you would click and drag that into your scripts folder. I already have mine there, so I won't redo that. Next, we have an assets folder. This assets folder should go to your documents folder. Very important, because that's where the images are stored, and that's where the script looks for the images to import them into your Photoshop document. If you already have an assets folder from one of our previous packs, then you can open this up and just drag the Sideshow Effects Light Leaks 1 folder into your existing assets folder that exists in your documents from a previous installation. So once you've copied your action and your script into the correct locations, we'll go into Photoshop here. And I would restart Photoshop to make sure that the script gets put into your file, and you can double check that by going here, File, into Scripts, and make sure that it does show up here. Now one thing we need to do is go into Edit, and we're going to change the keyboard shortcuts here. So you'll need to go to Application Menus, scroll down to the Scripts section here, and you'll see that we've got the light leak is loaded here. We want to apply this keyboard shortcut to it, which is Shift Command comma. On the Windows system, it is Control Shift comma. So I'm just going to X this out for now, and I'm going to place it, the same keyboard shortcut, Shift Command comma, somewhere else, because I want to show you if you're going to apply it here. Let's say we apply it Shift Command comma on my keyboard. You can see it gives us a conflict because we already have an existing command that is using that shortcut. We've got to make sure that Shift Command comma, or in the case of Windows, Control Shift comma is being used for this script. So we need to say accept and go to conflict. So it will apply it to the light leak script, and it will invite us to put a new shortcut where the conflict was. We don't need to apply it in this one, so we would say accept. And don't forget to save your keyboard shortcut, always a good idea. Now let's go to our Actions panel, and we're going to go to Load Actions, and we want to navigate to our Actions folder where we dragged our Actions file to, And you can see it here, the Sideshow Effects Adjustment Layers action. If you already have it installed from a previous one of our packs, you don't need to reinstall it again. So we would select this and say open, and we already have it installed here. So you just want to double check and make sure that this file is actually in your Actions panel. Now the next thing to do is install the profiles themselves, and you'll see we have a Mac and a Windows folder currently on the Mac, so I'll demonstrate that version, but the process is the same for Windows. And you can see that we have, close this up for a second here, we have an MK profile for the 15-key device, Stream Deck Plus profile, and for the XL. So since I'm working with my XL device, I would, with my Stream Deck software open, double-click the XL, and it would pop up just like this. Now you'll also notice there's a 2-copy folder with 3 more profiles, depending on your device. It takes the same profile and just packs it into one folder here. So if I double click this, you can see we have all the effects here, but they're just put into one folder. This is useful if I want to use this LightLeaks profile in another existing profile of mine. So I can click on this, say copy, and go, let's say I want to put it in my Photoshop Pro Toolkit pack, and I can find an empty key slot, right click and say paste. And now I have my LightLeak effects inside of my Photoshop Pro Toolkit profile. So once the profile is loaded and we've got the actions loaded into our actions panel, we have the script loaded and the keyboard shortcut applied, and our assets folder is in our documents folder, we're ready to get going here. So we can choose any one of the 50 effects that are available to us on this profile just by clicking on one with our layer selected. It applies the effect and gives us a channel mixer, allow us to make some adjustments, a hue saturation adjustment layer, and a levels adjustment layer to further refine what the look looks like. If we don't like that, we can select those effects and cancel them out. Try something different. It doesn't destroy our original image. So refer to the PDF that has reference for each one of these effects. Gives you an idea what it might look like before you apply it, or you can just press the keys as you like and delete until you find the right one. Keeping in mind too that you can also make further adjustments by changing the blending mode. Depending on your image, it might need a different blending mode depending on your content. You can create some pretty interesting effects using blending mode. So that's it. That's our Photoshop LightLeaks effect for the Stream Deck device. Hopefully these effects will brighten up your images, enhance them in some way, and you'll find it useful. Till next time, we'll talk to you soon.